Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
Steve Jewin, MMA Mania. You're on the line with Justin Lawrence.
Justin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing great. It's good to talk to you, and congratulations on getting that big win at Bellator 138.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to do the same here come November 6th.
Yeah, it's got to feel like just a fantastic thing to come back to that same venue, not too far from your home, and get that same reaction you got for the last one.
Oh man, the hometown crowd, it was amazing. I made my professional debut in St. Louis in 2010, and then it was literally 5 years since fighting back in my hometown, and that was back in Bellator 138, and it was a great experience, and it made me forget how many fans I really had. It was awesome.
Well, I already told Michael Chandler that he got the loudest hometown reaction of the night, but I think yours was a pretty close number too.
Yeah, I don't know. Mike's was loud, man. It was awesome to see Mike come out like that, and he deserves it if anyone does.
Absolutely, but you deserve it too, and that's why you moved up from the prelims to the main part of this card. But before I get more into that,
sir.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was just agreeing with you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. And I just wanted to know, that finish came so late in the first round with just a few seconds to go. Were you aware of it, or were you just in the zone when you were going for it?
Totally in the zone, man. Yeah, I had no idea that it was like literally like I think 2 seconds left. Yeah, I had no idea. I just wanted to get the fight over with, and I did, luckily. So yeah, I was definitely in the zone, and I had no idea where I was at the time. It was straight tunnel vision.
And it worked out for you. Like you said, it was just a few seconds before the bell, which I think got the crowd into it even more because they just love that feeling of somebody getting it at the last second. They just, they're on the edge of their seat hoping for that stoppage.
Heck yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. You're exactly right. It was awesome. It was a good feeling. I heard the crowd roar. It was the greatest feeling in my life.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get a chance to repeat that success. But now for your opponent, Emanuel Sanchez. Last time when you faced Sean Wilson, you were facing a dangerous guy, of course, but he's somebody that was a little older, a little bit of a journeyman in the sport. Now you're fighting a guy who's the same age you are, close to your range of skills, so it's a bigger test.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a really big test. I feel like, he is, about my age. He's young and hungry, just like me. But he hasn't been doing this since his entire life. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this since I could walk. I just didn't graduate high school, graduate college, and decided to become an MMA fighter. I was put on this planet to fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? I've put in the work. I've been there. I've struggled way more. I've got beat up for free way more. So all those things are going to add up, and it's going to make me victorious come November 6th on Friday.
Well, there's no doubt you've put in the work, and you've definitely put in the work for this fight as well. But you also originally put in that work thinking you were going to face Pat Curran. So how does the change of opponent affect you?
Yeah, man. Just the opportunity. That was the big thing. I felt like I had everything to lose. Everything to gain. Fighting a guy like Pat, and stylistically they're both good strikers. They're both well-rounded. So training didn't really change a whole lot for me. Just the name, and I feel like different fights. And everyone don't have the same style. So I feel like some fights are different than others, and some fighters going to fight differently than other fights, So, at the end of the day, the opportunity was what I lost. I still get a great opportunity. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not Emanuel Sanchez by any means, because like I said, I was 6 years old, and when you start overlooking people, when they come and beat you up, So, I just felt like I lost a big opportunity with that. But I'll get that opportunity back with a W come Friday.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you think you're still going to face him down the line then? Have they given you any indication that you win this fight, you'll still get Pat Curran?
No, I haven't got any yay or nay on that. I would love to, just to show people that, I'm here for business. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to fight and take over the division, and whether it's going to be Emanuel Sanchez or whether it's going to be Pat Curran, I have to go in there and I have to beat those guys to get what I want, and that's what I'm going to go get.
Fair enough. Now, at the top of the card, of course, is a featherweight title defense for Patricio Freire against Daniel Straus. So, two-part question here. Do you have a prediction in that fight? And if you had a choice, who would you rather face as the champion if you got a title shot?
I feel like Straus is going to come through this time, third time's a charm. I feel like Straus, to be honest with you, is the more dangerous of the two. For me, if I were to fight, I feel like Pitbull, he's a smaller 45er. I'm a much bigger 45er. And I feel like that's kind of where, the fighting is evolving, is how big can you be at your weight class and be able to perform. You got a guy, like, that is huge. I'm ginormous, and I feel like Daniel Straus, he's very big, he's very athletic, and he poses more of a threat.
Do you think we're getting to that point in MMA, especially with some of the smaller weight classes, where guys are literally getting too big?
Yeah, I just feel like, guys that are this isn't a hobby, this is a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So when I see a guy that gets that heavy out of camp, or when you don't have a fight, that's your own stupidity and that's your own fault, and you're gonna have to suffer for it. This is your life. This isn't a hobby. You have to watch what you eat day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to go in there and perform at your very best, you got to be eating clean. You know what I'm saying? You got a Ferrari, you're not going to be putting unleaded gas in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's and that's what I would give to young up and coming MMA fighters that want to be good and be great, is that you have to really focus on your eating habits and focus on how you perform if you want to be great. And I've learned a lot of that from Michael Chandler. You know what I'm saying? I joke around with Michael all the time and telling him that I'm gonna go eat the McDouble, and when I say that, he just looks at me and gives me the most serious look. He says, "You don't ever say McDonald's in the gym again." So he's always on me, and it's always great learning from a guy like that. It's awesome.
Well, we already know you eat clean and train hard and do all the right things. So what is going to be the biggest improvement that we're going to see compared to the last time we saw you in St. Louis?
I just feel like just being nastier, just being meaner, and just imposing my will, just getting out there and just standing toe to toe with this guy, outclassing him, just doing all the right things. I've hit all my combinations that I've wanted to hit in my head by a bazillion times. I've fought Emanuel Sanchez 100 times in my head. I've won 105 times. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to go in there just to have fun and showcase all the hard work that I put in and do what I love, mainly. I get to wake up every day and do this for my life. Like that's awesome. I don't do that. I can't be in a better place right now in my life. I can't be in a better mindset in my life right now than I am. So I feel like it's very dangerous when everything's clicking like that. It's going to be a good night for Justin Lawrence.
All right. Well, I'm sure Emanuel Sanchez wants it to be a good night for him. So I've got to ask the question, what do you think is his most dangerous weapon to you? Is it the submissions? He's picked up about half of his wins by submission.
Yeah, I feel like his submissions are there, but, I think he's all around. He's good everywhere. He's not great, but he's good everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel like his striking's good. I feel like it can't be overlooked. His wrestling's gonna be there. It can't be overlooked, and his ground game's gonna be there. But you gotta be able to put me in those bad positions. And Emanuel Sanchez, he's not gonna put me in a bad position, and he's not the one that's gonna hold me back from holding the world title. I promise you that.
I believe it. So what would you say if you're hyping up this fight to anybody that doesn't already know you're on the main card for Spike TV? What would you say to expect when they come to St. Louis, when they come to the Scott Trade Center?
I just want them to expect and then to know it's going to be a scrap. It's no one's going to be looking at each other. It's going to be hands and feet flying, fireworks.
Almost bang and gong, then, to borrow a phrase from one of the other competitors on the card.
That's awesome.
Speaking of which, what do you think about that? We got another fighter who's got some roots in Missouri, and Bobby Lashley on this card.
Yeah, no, definitely. My wrestling coach back home, he's actually going to be working my corner. He actually wrestled with Bobby Lashley at Missouri Valley, so they know each other quite well. I'm always excited to see Bobby fight. It's always going to be fun, and it's always going to be exciting. He's always looking out to hurt somebody, so it's awesome.
Yeah, well, he certainly did Dan Charles. I'm sure that was a rough night for Dan once he was done being grounded pounded on by Lashley.
Oh, that was some bad news. I know. I saw that. I was there live for that one. That one hurt me watching.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's a long time coming for him too, because he's been wanting this rematch with Thompson for 3 years now.
Yeah, right. I saw that. Yeah, I'm excited for that fight. I can't wait for that one. That one's going to be one of the better fights on the card, I feel like.
Well, I think they're all going to be great fights on the card. In particular, you've got a great fight with Emanuel Sanchez. We're all looking forward to it. November 6th at the Scott Trade Center. It's going to be a fantastic scrap. So I want to give you this chance, as I always do, to throw out sponsors, throw out plugs, social media, anything you want to mention.
Yeah, just, follow me on American MMA, American Kid MMA, on Twitter, Facebook, and IG. I want to thank Hayabusa and Crossfree for really stepping up to the plate, for this fight and really sponsoring me and being good to me. So, I just want to say thank you and, be ready for November 6th. I'm coming with a vengeance.
Yep, coming back to the Scott Trade Center, the home of your Bellator debut win. So we're hoping it's another big one for you. Justin Lawrence, the American Kid, looking to impress on November 6th. Thank you for the time today.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. My pleasure.